What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Wednesday night with our small groups here at DSM. We are so excited. So, Nathan, I have a question for you as we get started.
I have an answer for you.
Halloween is past.
I know.
Okay, it's like November 9th right now.
Yeah.
And so where do you stand as far as Christmas decorations go?
Here's the thing.
That's the question.
Decorations, I'm fine with, but I don't really start going all Christmassy until like right after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
That's when I'm like, all right, put the Christmas movies on.
Okay.
But I won't do much for Christmas movies now.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm okay with decorations.
I'm a November 1st person when it comes to, all right, I'm making the transition. Because if it's good enough for the Disney parks, it's good enough for me.
Oh.
Overnight after Halloween, they take down their Halloween decorations and they put up the majority of their Christmas decorations.
How
overnight.
many people does that take?
Oh, dude, it's a huge crew.
I'm sure it's crazy.
So my small group knows this. I have my tree up. I put it up on November 1st.
Wow.
But my lights last week were purple and orange, kind of still that Halloween vibe.
Yeah.
I'll probably have them orange for a couple weeks, or like kind of maybe like twinkling between yellows and oranges for kind of fall. But the tree's ready. I'll start decorating. I've listened to a little bit of music, but the non-traditional stuff.
Mariah Carey?
Well, I did listen to that once just because, like, she was like peeking around the corner towards the end of October. I'm a November 1st kind of person.
That's fine.
Now, here's the
I'm
camp
not
I'm in.
offended by that either.
No.
So I know some people are like, what? How dare you?
Right. And here's
I
the
don't
camp
get
I'm in. I'm not anti-Thanksgiving. I enjoy celebrating Thanksgiving. I enjoy eating the food with my family and friends. I'm a thankful person generally for a lot of things.
Yeah. Thankful for turkey?
Man, yeah. Okay. Thanksgiving. Here's why I put up my Christmas decorations in November.
Okay.
I'm not going to throw a raw turkey out on my patio and be like, Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
I guess that's true. I mean, you'd have to just do like generic fall decoration.
Right.
But that's not.
But those have been up since like September, really.
Right. That's fair.
And so September, October, I get the fall decorations. November, December, I get the Christmas decorations.
I think that's fair.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Guess what, Nathan?
What?
It's game time.
Woo!
All right, tonight's game is called Sudden Death Word Guess Scramble Thanksgiving Edition.
That's so many words. I don't even know.
Yeah, the Sudden Death Word Guess Scramble Thanksgiving Edition. What's going to happen is you're going to see on the screen something that looks like a Wheel of Fortune type of puzzle.
Okay.
And then letters are going to slowly reveal themselves.
Okay.
And you have to try and guess what it is saying. It's going to be a Thanksgiving themed.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah. You ready?
Turkey.
You win. Game over, guys. Thanks for playing. We'll see you next. Just kidding. All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right. The answer is yes. Yes, you can be the first one to figure out the Thanksgiving related puzzle. Here we go.
That's like Wheel of Fortune.
Well, didn't I say it was going to be like a Wheel of Fortune looking thing?
That?
I think I did.
Oh, all right.
All right. So things should start revealing themselves here. Oh, man.
It's got sweet music, too.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
This is tricky. That word's alien.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not.
What? That's not.
Oh, wait, it says scramble. Does
Wait,
that
so
mean the letters are in their space and we have no?
Oh my goodness. Okay, this makes it so much harder.
Oh my goodness.
Holy cow! My brain was not ready for this, guys. I'm so sorry. What in the world?
Making family plans for Christmas.
Yep. Goodness.
This just got so hard. I thought it was just straight up Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah. And so my brain was not ready for this.
Yep, making family plans for Christmas.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Guys.
That was.
Okay, this is going to be really hard.
I hope you guys are ready. Are you ready?
I'm not.
Okay, here we go.
What if I just got it right now? Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would actually be really cool.
It's so hard not to just think of them in the order they are in.
I know. Which is why I thought that other word was alien.
I did too.
Darth.
That was great. I'm really not going to be able to do this today, I don't think. Holy cow. The Thursday of November. 4th Thursday of November.
Yes, there you go. I had the of November, but I couldn't get past Darthius. It's a new
A new Sith Lord.
Sith Lord, yeah. Darthius.
Mobevner.
Man.
Darthius fo Mobevner.
All right, here we go. Let's make sure he was correct. Yep, it is the 4th Thursday of November. Well done. Here's our next one.
This hurts my brain so much.
I guess we should have known because in the title of the game, it says scramble.
I thought we were just scrambling to get the answer.
Yeah. Man.
Holy cow. Sumo.
I hope you guys at home are faster than we are. This is so hard.
This is really hard. This is the hardest game you've had us do, Matt. Loto. Drapesy.
I can't not read the words that are...
I know. And
something in football games.
what just happened?
We were out of time.
Oh, and that's it.
Man.
Okay. And football games, yeah? Something and football game.
Yeah.
Let's work on this together, Matt. We got
Okay,
this.
parades.
Thanks.
What kind of parades and football games? It's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Right.
With balloons and stuff. That's the only one that's on Thanksgiving Day, right? Wang.
Thingok. What?
Man, do you guys have this? What is wrong with us? I'm gonna show the answer.
I don't know. Yeah.
Watching parades and football games. Wow.
Oh goodness.
Oh
gracious.
man.
This is not going well,
Okay,
Matthew.
here we go.
This is tough.
This is so difficult. How many are there?
I know.
Oh, hopefully there's only 5, not 10. Normally the games we do, there's 10. Again, like we've done in the past, like I don't preview these because I want to be fresh and make it a fair competition. But man, had I previewed this, I would have been like, nah.
No, bro, it's too hard. All right.
Shopping for Black Friday sales? No, deals.
Deals.
Whew, got it.
I was thinking it was going to be a Black Friday something, but I just didn't see it.
Yes.
Good job.
Oh, man. All right.
Okay, here we go.
Next one. This is not easy.
No.
We should fire Vanna White for not giving us the letters in order. I feel like that's
There's
the
no
issue
Vanna
here.
White. That's the problem.
Oh. Man. They make so much money.
I know.
In their jobs.
It's crazy.
And
and especially now, at least in the past, Vanna White had to physically
turn it, but
them.
now it's all digital. She
yeah.
just pretends to touch it.
I know. It's
all right.
so funny.
Oh, this one went quick. Okay.
Tripways.
Mm-hmm. I fail at this game.
Trip cues.
Scripture. Right?
Yeah.
This is the last word.
Taking?
Taking. Uh-huh.
Taking family pictures.
Not scripture. Pictures.
Taking family scriptures.
Well done. Taking family pictures. Man, good job.
Cow. This is really tough, guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're doing better than us because we're struggling here this morning.
What, you just gave it away that we pre-record this.
I mean, live tonight in the snow.
With me right next to you 6th graders. Weird.
Spooky. Clones, actually, how they do it.
That word is and.
I was going to say, that's probably and.
Mm-hmm.
But is this one also and?
Ooh.
Something and something and something.
Rattle. We're singing the song Rattle.
Rattle. Cranberry sauce. I got that one's cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce.
Turkey and dressing and cranberry sauce.
Well done.
So it's almost less actually solving the puzzle and more trying to think of what a word can be and then seeing if it kind of fits.
Yeah. That's crazy. Good job.
Cow, it's still going.
Yeah, but wait, there's more.
This is so hard.
The problem is when you get your mindset on a word and then it ends up not being that word because a different letter shows up and you're like, well, now what do I do?
Yeah.
Mentally, I just lose it.
Like, it'd almost be better if they just gave us the full scrambles. That would be hard enough right there.
Right.
Without revealing them one at a time. Our.
Your.
Lune.
Yes.
Sing it. Your weird. Oh, something
Fire.
with your weird uncle.
Yeah. Sitting beside your weird uncle. Good teamwork. I like that. Man, how many of you guys have a weird uncle?
I'm sure everybody has a weird uncle, right?
I only have one uncle.
Is he weird? I guess that's true. If your parents were both only children,
right,
you wouldn't have an uncle.
My kids have a weird uncle, though. Ha ha! All right, moving on. This will be the last one.
Kids have a weird. Oh, your brother.
Yeah.
Took me a minute there.
Nailed it.
2, 3, 4.
Eating leftovers for days.
Dang, son. I think it's Ingate Old Chiefs Roadsie.
All right, well, let's see. It is eating leftovers for days. Hopefully you guys got that.
Who won on that?
We might have tied because we had the one we worked together on. We had the one none of us got. We each got a few right. I don't know. I guess look at the score below and tell us who won.
Yeah. Good job, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll be right back.
right, we are back, and I think we're just going to jump right into it tonight. As you noticed from that video you just saw, we're talking about thankfulness. So
I love it.
Let's go straight to God's word.
Good place to start.
Always a good place to start. I know sometimes with our last series, we started off with some silly 90s stuff, but we're going to jump right into it. We're going to take the next 2 weeks to kind of talk about this idea of thankfulness. So 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 16 through 18. Nathan, will you read that?
Yeah, it says, rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus.
Awesome. So that whole idea of giving thanks in all circumstances, I think, is something we struggle with because sometimes we tend to put up these expectations of how something's going to go. And when it doesn't go that way, we get disappointed. Like we're not thankful. And so maybe a question as we get started, and if you guys want, you can pause it and talk about this with your group, but are you usually thankful when you're expecting something good? Like I am expecting to receive this. Once that happens, am I thankful in that moment?
So like, Christmas is coming and there's this big thing that you want for Christmas. Are you thankful in that time while you are waiting for it? Generally, I'd say most people aren't. You're thankful when you get it.
Okay.
You're thankful when that thing comes, and then if it doesn't get there, you're disappointed.
So when that expectation is met, then you're thankful.
Right. Okay. But when you're not, maybe it's like, well, why am I thankful now?
Right.
It's like being thankful for things you don't have yet.
Right. But like, I go back to the like those stimulus checks that families were given when COVID first hit. And like knowing that it was coming next week,
right?
I think I might have been thankful that that was going to happen.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? So like I did have a little bit of that gratitude because I knew I had this expectation. I knew something good was coming.
You trusted the giver.
I trusted, which is weird in that specific situation because but I do generally think that my thankfulness comes more when it actually happens.
Right. Like if I were to sit down and be like, what am I thankful for? It would be the things that I've already had.
Yeah. You're not thankful for the turkey dinner you're going to have in 3 weeks.
No,
on Thanksgiving.
I am. Well, but see, now that's a weird thing because
now that you're
Thanksgiving
thinking about
is coming. I'm really excited to sit down and eat turkey. I'm thankful that we live in a place where I can.
Okay. So what about when you're disappointed? When that disappointment comes, like, are you usually thankful in that?
Usually not. No. If I'm disappointed, I'm going to just get real sad.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Get a little mopey maybe.
I think a lot of times we've kind of said two words here, expectations and disappointment. I think a lot of times we view those kind of as opposites because the expectation like sets me up like, and the disappointment is like, oh. But maybe they're not like opposites.
Okay.
So disappointment, like we just mentioned, it happens typically when our reality doesn't match our expectations.
Right.
I was expecting that delicious turkey dinner.
And it got burned.
It got
now
burnt.
I gotta
We
eat
had McDonald's.
frozen or McDonald's. Oof.
Which is also something frozen. Like it started off that way. So, right. So instead of
sad.
disappointment being the opposite of expectation, disappointment's often the result of unmet expectations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's interesting. Yeah.
And so this is when like being thankful, which we read in 1 Thessalonians just now, in all circumstances, this is when it gets difficult, right? This is when I start to grumble and complain, when I had an expectation and it was not met. And so like what are some solutions? Like how do we deal with that when that happens?
Yeah, well, the one way that a lot of people deal with it is say, well, I'll just never get my hopes up. If I never get my hopes up, then I'm never disappointed.
Right.
I know people who say that. It's like, look, if I always expect the worst, I'll never be disappointed.
Right. Then you'll get excited for things because it just so happened it wasn't the worst in that moment.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not sure that's the best solution.
Probably not the best because then you're just always going to be kind of a negative. Like that's not thankful.
Right. There's no constant like joy. I feel like if I'm always expecting the worst.
Right.
So let's look at another example in the Bible. We're going to go to the Old Testament.
Way on back.
Way on back in Numbers chapter 14. And so here we have the Israelites disappointed. in God, actually, in this
It's
situation.
crazy.
Okay, so Moses, he led the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt.
Right. They were just freed from slavery. They just saw God miraculously humble Pharaoh.
And they were grumbling while in slavery, right? They were disappointed.
Well,
they were not happy.
A little more understandable.
And so, yeah, like you said, they get out of it. But God's people still grumbled because they were still disappointed.
Yeah.
Even though they'd just been rescued. So Numbers chapter 14, read verse 2.
All the Israelites grumbled against Moses and Aaron, and the whole assembly said to them, "If only we had died in Egypt or in this wilderness."
That's ridiculous.
That's so funny.
Yeah. If only we had died.
That's ultimate complaining right there.
Yeah. So all the Israelites.
Yeah.
So there's it wasn't just a few
it's like
grumbleheads.
500,000, 1 million, something like that.
It was a lot of people grumbling against
group.
Who?
A pretty good group.
Right. No. But who are they grumbling against?
Who are they grumbling
Does it
against?
say?
Moses and Aaron.
Moses and Aaron.
The people who God used to free them.
Right. And so, I mean, the Bible makes it sound like they're just a bunch of babies. Right. What were they grumbling about? Was it the wilderness? Was it a desert and there was nothing there? So here's a picture. This background is of the Sinai Peninsula, which is part of where they might have been, that general area.
Okay.
And I guess I would probably grumble if that's where I live.
Yeah, maybe Egypt and slavery was better than that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we live in Fort Collins,
We live in a
northern
beautiful
Colorado,
place.
and so we have the mountains.
Yep.
We get some cool snow here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so maybe their current circumstance, man, yeah, it was better. Like you said, Nathan, back in Egypt. But maybe not.
Right.
And so maybe they're not grumbling because of their environment, their area that's around them. So at this point, what we just read in Numbers 14, Moses had just sent a couple of spies to go and check out the land that God had promised to the Israelites. We call
Joshua
that,
was one of them, right?
Okay. We call that the Promised Land.
Yeah.
And so maybe the Promised Land was worse than they were expecting.
Oh.
Right? Maybe it
wasn't it a land flowing with milk and honey though?
That's what it was told to them. We'll go to the land flowing in milk and honey, but it's a desert.
Yeah.
Still a better desert than the desert they came from.
See, they've
been wandering
They
through.
thought it was a dessert. That's the milk and honey.
Man. All right. Expectations again.
There you go.
Yep. I was expecting dessert. I got desert. I am disappointed. So actually, the spies came back and they reported to Moses that, man, there was food and water galore. It was exactly what they wanted. In your small groups tonight, you guys are going to read a little bit more of the backstory here.
That's fun.
So yeah, as it turns out, I'll give you a little sneak peek, right?
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. The Promised Land was everything that God had promised. He
Milk and
delivered,
honey.
right? It was awesome. It was amazing. So they weren't disappointed. They weren't grumbling about the land itself not meeting the expectations of what the land was going to look like.
Okay.
There was a problem, though.
Okay.
Do you know what the problem was, Nathan?
Yeah, there were other people in that promised land.
Yeah. This promised land was not devoid of others, right? And so they saw a problem. And
they were really big people.
Big
right?
people.
They were like giants.
They were giants, right? And so, yeah.
A little scary.
They were so focused on the problem that they kind of took their focus off the one who had saved them from their other problems, right?
It's we've got God. Yes, there's giants, but we've got God on our side. So maybe go with that.
Right. Yeah. So think back to the story of the Israelites leaving Egypt. What maybe were some of the problems that God solved during their exodus from Egypt, Nathan?
Well, the first one was that they were stuck, they were slaves there. So Pharaoh wouldn't let them leave. So that was something good that God helped them.
Victory.
They were chased by a big army.
Okay. And they all died.
And the whole army died. Yeah.
Oh, the army did, not the Israelites.
No,
so God rescued them from that army.
Yeah,
So you remember the
that was
parting of the
good.
Red Sea.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sure one of the Israelites owed money to one of the firstborn of the Egyptians. And then the firstborn of the Egyptians all died. So now you don't have to pay that guy back.
Victory. Wow, that just happened.
God provided them like food and water while they were in the desert. Like there was a lot we see in the
over
text.
and over and over again while they're wandering through the desert. God is still providing. It's obvious God is there. God is with them. God is leading them.
Right.
But all they saw was the giant problem in front of them.
Literally the giant problem.
Literally the giant problem. So the problem, giants living in this promised land that they were hoping that they would just walk in and get to just enjoy life.
Goliath's great-great-great-grandfather.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know.
This wasn't a problem for God, right? I think God oftentimes shows situations, like presents situations to us.
Okay.
So that he can work. Right? Like
that's cool.
We get things and we like it's a big problem, but then God's like, hey, I got this. Watch this, you guys. Like, don't worry about it. Let me surprise you again.
That's cool.
I surprised you by leading you out of Egypt. I surprised you by the parting of the Red Sea, providing all the food and water you needed in the desert. I guess I'll do it again. Right? Like he's a God who provides. He's a God who loves and leads his people, right? Like he was their protector. He always kept his promises to them.
Yeah.
And he was about to show up in a big way.
Well, and it's true. Like if you never have to actually rely on your trust in God, it's like, is it even really there?
Right.
It's like
if
sometimes sometimes you need some of the obstacles in order for God to demonstrate how he'll take care of you, for you to really get it instead of just an intellectual level, but to like know that God has got you. You kind of have to go through those tough times.
Yeah, that's good. And I think, unfortunately, what happens is we go through those tough times and those problems are just like so big in our lives that we take our focus off of God.
Yeah.
Right. And so we no longer see that, man, God is the one who he's always been. He's going to continue to show up. He's bigger than all of these problems. And so in that situation, it gets really hard for me to be thankful because all I'm doing is grumbling and complaining about my circumstance. Yeah. And I'm not seeing the God who loves me and is there with me. And so then for Thessalonians, be thankful in every circumstance. I have a really hard time at that sometimes.
Right.
So you guys are going to talk about that a little more in your groups tonight, about circumstantial thankfulness and what that looks like.
Cool.
Which is kind of a weird phrase, but hopefully you guys can have some good discussion. Be open, be honest with each other. Like use your groups as an opportunity to connect and grow and encourage and build one another up. But let's see if we can keep our eyes focused on God in the midst of those circumstances. Sometimes it makes it a little difficult to be thankful in.
Sounds awesome. And as always, guys, thanks for watching this week. If you have not done so already, like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of the fun stuff we're doing. And as we talked about last week, visit us on like TikTok, Instagram, wherever, because some really fun videos and you can like put in your answers and interact with us, and it's a lot of fun. So
sweet. We'll see you next time.
See you then.